Once upon a time, there was a man, and that man's life purpose was to answer just one burning question. What would you do? And for 20 years, we've had a hit TV show that answers that very question. What Would You Do is a classic American hidden camera show where host John Quinones sits in a little room and has actors do crazy stuff so he can watch strangers and ask,
what would you do?
He's like, what would you do if a waitress started flirting with your husband at the restaurant you guys are eating at?
You work out? So handsome. I have a thing for police officers. You look a little bit like my celebrity crush, Vin Diesel.
Would you do something about it? Would you get a little bit mad? What would you do if she started putting her hands on him and trying to give him a little massage? Do you think you'd get mad? Do you think you'd do something about it? Like, what would you do?
Because you're an idiot.
What would you do?
What do you think is going to happen?
I'm kind of worried.
Turns out it made you really anxious and upset.
I just have to drink another Bloody Mary so I can stop shaking.
And then John Quinones comes out of the back with his cameras and they're like, oh, you're John Q from What Would You Do? And he's like, you're on TV, you're on national television. How do you feel?
Hi, how are you? I'm John Quinones with the show What Would You Do?
Oh my God, I got really nervous.
Good thing we were able to do that experiment so we'd know what you would do.
John Quinones, this is part of What Would...
Now we know the answer to the question, what would you do? What Would You Do started in 2008 and ran all the way up until the pandemic, like 15 seasons or something. But a couple years ago, they resurrected John Quinones from the grave, and now we have What Would You Do in 2025. So today I'm going to analyze the new seasons and compare it to the original show and answer the question, does this show need to exist? I made a spreadsheet of all 78 YouTube videos that they have released of the new seasons of the show, and I organized them into different categories. So we're going to kind of take a look at what scenarios they talk about the most. We're going to watch some new ones, and we're going to have a good old classic, good old commentary time. I might voice some qualms I have about the show, and at the end, ask John Quinones, hey man, what would you do if you just retired and stopped doing this show? Maybe we don't need to know what someone would do if they heard a guy loudly and forcefully asking his date to come home with him in a public restaurant.
Calm down a little bit.
But I don't, so why are you trying to touch me?
Calm down.
Touch me, why are you touching me?
Ooh. Why don't we just go back to my place?
This is really crazy.
I have a feeling that we know what you would do. I don't know, maybe we don't need to put civilians in ultra stressful situations only to have John Q pop out of the back and make them starstruck on TV.
Hi there. I'm John Quinones. This is What Would You Do?
You better not be too upset from the situation we put you in, because now you got to talk to John Quinones and laugh it off with him and his crew. But of course, maybe I'm wrong. In these scenarios, give viewers the confidence they need to stand up to crime and bigotry. I haven't really fully decided yet where I stand. So we'll see. So according to my messy research that probably has a lot of flaws, I made 10 categories and I tried to put every YouTube video title into one of the categories. So the most common type of scenario, with 17% of the videos, fall under this umbrella of crime, scams, and exploitation. This includes videos where a thief steals a laptop, a man tries to sell a vape to a kid. The video under this category that I watched was called What Would You Do If You Saw a guy spiking a girl's drink at the bar? Who knows what'll happen when this woman sees this guy fully drugging his friend's drink at the bar when she's in the bathroom. I wonder if she'll do something. Is she gonna do something?
So you put something in your drink, so just so you know.
Madison. I did not. You just met her today.
I'm really getting upset.
But who cares? Bring John Q in so everyone can laugh it off while this woman calms down from the anxiety attack she had from calling out a sex criminal to his face.
Ready?
I knew it! God, I knew it! Yeah!
How are you?
Oh my God!
You warned her right away.
Sorry. This is my first night out in so long, too.
I understand why there are people that at face value would find this show valuable or helpful or whatever, but is the best way to spread awareness about crimes like this to just film strangers and in fake stressful situations and see if they'll do something about it? Like, do we need to put this woman in a legitimately scary situation just for John Q to come out with his camera crew and have a laugh about it. So the second most common category, like 15% of the videos, fall under the category of relationships, marriage, and dating. A lot of these scenarios revolve around bad partners. We're talking about a girlfriend who's caught cheating at the airport, a couple that loudly talks about their open relationship around a bunch of strangers, and the one that I want to watch right now, which is husband pressures wife to post photos of her feet for cash.
Call it genius or just plain gross, but some people are reportedly raking in big bucks by selling photos of their feet online.
So I understand why John may have wanted me here today, because my feet have been featured on a foot fetish website.
How did they... What? How... So is John Q having her guest host because people post her feet online? Like, she's got foot photos of herself online?
They made $10,000 last month.
10,000? That's not a thing. That's
It is
not a
absolutely a thing. We could have been making a lot of money.
If you overheard someone scheming to sell photos of their feet for cash, what would you do?
If it was just mentioned like this, I probably wouldn't do anything, to be honest with you. But I will agree, like, this is something that we need to discuss. We need to figure out if what someone would do if they were in this situation.
If I just take a photo like this.
What are you doing right now?
First of all, you got to take your shoes off if you're going to take the photo. You're not going to get 10K with shoes on.
You don't even have to show your face. We could just.
We don't need the money that bad. That's
Also, if you're going to get 10K, you got to be showing your face too. You can't just be taking photos in the salon, no face. You're not even going to get 100 for that.
All this time arguing, we could have actually already been making money.
I can't believe you're saying this.
I can't believe you're so resistant to making money.
Oh, here we go.
I think it's a little weird.
You do.
Morals? I don't think that's like morally.
Why? What's the moral
Thank
issue
you.
with it?
It's just kind of weird.
I wouldn't say that just the act is morally wrong, right? Like, you can post foot photos online. I think the morally wrong part is that the husband's pressuring the wife to do it.
Hi, I'm Sarah Haynes with ABC's What Would You Do?
If I got approached by What Would You Do and it wasn't even John Q, I'd be like, what is this, like a spin-off? This one's a weird one for me to show. Is like one of the first ones I'm showing because it's not the stakes aren't really as high. John Q doesn't even come out of the back, so he's just got a guest star. Nothing really got elevated. Like, I don't even think he got close to having an anxiety attack. This is more of like a funny little prank show than a What Would You Do episode. At least some of the commenters are on board with me. This is one of the only What Would You Do scenarios where I just listen and not interfere. Of course, the husband's a piece of crap in the situation, but it's not like... What would you do is like, I'm gonna put you in like a scenario where someone is not safe and you need to step in right now. I don't know if this is a situation where you had to step in. The third category is family and parenting conflicts, which is mostly just like bad parents. And there's this episode where a nanny yells at the kids she took mini golfing.
If you saw this nanny whose behavior is clearly off course,
Move, do something.
What would you do?
What would I do? I'll probably join in. I hate when you're waiting up for someone at the mini golf place. It sucks.
Come on, I don't have all day. Let's go. Kids are so stupid. Oh, finally. There we go.
Will they say anything?
You got close, John. Not quite. It's what would you do? Not will they say anything.
You wanted to come golfing. I took you golfing, did I not? So get the look off of your face, have some fun, hit the ball, and don't embarrass yourselves or me.
So what would you guys do if this nanny was like, you know, yelling publicly in front of everybody and berating these children? I can just tell John Quinones is like, ever since it popped in my head, the scenario of a nanny verbally abusing children, I've just wondered, like, will people do something about it if they see it?
I'll be right back, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
That was your nanny?
She's just so mean to us.
Why are you bothering these people?
You're not bothering us at all. We're actually having a really lovely conversation.
Yeah, get her.
Lovely, huh? Yeah, well, you don't know them like I do, and they're monsters.
The only monster I see right now is you, the way you're talking to these children.
Oh, whoa.
Because
Now that's what she did. That's what she did right there. Whoa, because what?
you cannot see their beauty.
What would you do if you saw this lady call these children beautiful.
But how you're treating them is so wrong. So wrong. So wrong. I don't.
What the hell?
How are you?
Bring them out. That's the other thing, is that in these new episodes, it's like John comes out and then half the time people are like, I knew it was gonna happen, because we've been indoctrinated into this society where everything needs to be filmed as content and every situation might just be some hidden camera prank show. Whatever happened to bad people actually doing bad stuff? These days it's just actors.
How are you, ma'am? I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to put you through this. But what an example, huh? You are.
It's like, I'm so sorry I put you through this, but you were a good example in this fake scenario that we made up to see if you'd get all riled up. And I get it. Not everybody's willing to step in. Some people get anxious about that shit, and some people just don't care. Does that mean the show has to exist because a bad situation exists? We got to make a show where we put people in the situation. Like, am I being annoying about this? I guess I feel like the show's premise is to answer these sort of questions, or maybe one question in particular, but it just doesn't feel like there's any real moral dilemma in a lot of these situations. It's almost like this like wholesome core content, like this faith in humanity restored type shit. And I can see how for a lot of people it must feel good to see the good in people when we're so used to seeing humans not step in certain situations. But I can't help but wonder how often they're filming these scenarios and they have no one actually step in to do anything. Like, I have to believe there has to be a lot of unused footage of strangers doing nothing to help. And then doesn't that kind of go against the main message of the show, which is like, I guess the show is to like make an example of what you should do in the situation, right? Like, they're trying to be like, this, you should be like these people that are good. But at the same time, it feels like the main message of the show is, what would you do? But then we're not showing what people actually are doing. Like, we're asking the question, what would you do? But then we're only going to show you the takes where people do the good thing. Like, is that dumb of me to be, you know, critical about? Like, I get realistically why they don't show the footage where nothing happens, because it's not nearly as interesting to watch and it doesn't make people feel good, which I feel like is the secret real purpose of the show. And do they ever stop the civilians that just walk away and like tell them that it was just for a TV show and they failed? I don't know. I'm just a guy who asks questions. I'm asking a whole lot of questions that are running through my mind. But let's get back to the TV show that just asks one question. That question being, what?
She's black.
Wow.
Hey guys, what would you do if you saw this white mom loudly telling her son that he shouldn't be dating a black person? Well, would you just call that racist piece of shit out, or are you gonna be a loser and a pussy about it and just like not and just let it happen? You better do something about it. We're gonna ask what would you do, and you better do something about it. And yes, it is bare minimum human decency to stop bigotry and racism when you see it, but does this show have to force just random people eating at a restaurant to get super amped up and like get in the face of like a racist person while they're eating their meal? Getting into verbal altercations with bad people is like an extremely stressful thing and would shake up any regular person. And yes, it's racism, and it's great that people are standing up to racism, but this isn't real, you know? Like, we're not stopping real racism. We're getting someone to stop fake racism on camera. And sure, John Quinones is going to come out and have a laugh about it with everyone there. But facing very serious conflicts like this will actually like really scare people. And I don't think it's necessary to set strangers up in these situations just to record it and show people who already know that racism is bad. So that scenario is part of the next category, which is discrimination, bias, and prejudice, which is the fourth most common category. It's like 10% of the videos. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't really enjoy watching content where we have to like watch someone berate an immigrant at a car wash to see if strangers are gonna like speak up about it or not.
Comprende, amigo? Hey, Pedro, you're using one hand. Use them both.
It's 1 minute. Your car's almost ready.
Probably here illegally.
Whoa, whoa.
I thought that was terrible. I'm so glad that was fake.
But it happens.
And yeah, there's a lot of these videos that are kind of in good fun and don't seem as harmful, but like stuff like this is not really even wholesome content anymore. It's just like uncomfortable to watch. And in 2025, What Would You Do poses some more current controversial scenarios regarding things like transgender discrimination, abortion, OnlyFans, I guess. What would you do if I skipped through these categories a little bit more? It's kind of like arbitrary, honestly. A lot of these videos fall into multiple categories. I just wanted a way to format the video. I'll try to explain it as best as I can. About 8% of these videos fall under the umbrella of general harassment, which is like, I'm like, a lot of these videos are general harassment. And weirdly, a lot of these ones are situations that happen at the gym. I feel like for a lot of people, the gym is the one place where people would rather not interact with anyone so they can just like work out in peace. Whatever. Creep at the gym taking photos of women. We've got male trainer harassing a female client. Some girl getting fat shamed at a climbing gym. A gym trainer pressuring a client to use dangerous steroids. And a workout ruined by a muscle menace at the gym. Oh, it's the same guy from the foot fetish video. Do something!
She's really keyed in.
I have a studio down the street. I'd love to photograph you. $500.
Like, tell me, gym women that are watching this video, would this situation not like fully send you into a anxious spiral? I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that I think it would be kind of scary if you were a woman in this scenario. But I guess we do have to figure out what women would do if this happened. I guess, like, what would they do? What would she do?
I'm okay.
I'll tell you what, I'm gonna go get my equipment. Don't go anywhere, okay? I'll be right back.
All right.
All right. Let the games begin.
Sorry, did you hear that guy? Yeah.
Not if you're cool with it, dude. I would be like, if you are cool with it, like, don't be. But that's not me trying to tell women what to do in the gym.
I saw a flash go on.
I also saw a flash.
I'm sorry, I was just...
No, I appreciate it.
He's like, I'm sorry, you know, if you want to talk about it more after the gym, like...
I'll be back there if we need something on the stairmaster.
I saw the flash.
Our actor returns, and this group of supportive strangers go back to their workouts.
Dang, now we've got like a whole undercover syndicate of people that are like watching for this creep who puts his phone in the tiny pocket in the back of your shorts that you're supposed to put your keys in. Your phone doesn't fit there, dude. It's gonna fall out. What would you do if you saw this? I'd probably get him pants with real pockets, you know?
And before long,
It's time.
he's back.
That's an old friend.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys knew each other or something.
Oh, no, we just met today.
Yeah.
I talked to her about modeling.
This, I will admit something. Watching this guy do the little fake story low-key, like, it hit the dopamine receptors in my brain of the wholesome core content. It kind of triggered something in my brain that made me go, oh, that's, you know, it's really nice that there's people like that, you know, the fact that he came up with the story and the this and the that. John Q, you might have got me. You might have got me there.
How you doing, man? I'm with What Would You Do? He's an actor. How are you, man? That was amazing.
You know who's recording people at the gym is John Quinones and his crew, dude. Another 8% of the videos are under the category of workplace or professional issues. This one actually comes with a controversial episode of What Would You Do with the title, Teacher Criticized for Her Sexy Side Hustle, where a father confronts his son's teacher after he recognizes her from OnlyFans. It's him again? Imagine this guy's auditioning for an acting spot and they look at his IMDb page and it just says that he's like the sex pest in every episode of What Would You Do?
Some teachers have found creative ways to make an extra buck.
Tonight, we go behind the closed doors and paywalls of OnlyFans.
I just crossed $1 million on OnlyFans.
Okay, I have like a thought that I'm just gonna say. I don't know how right I am about this, but I feel like with this episode and with the episode of the feet, they're setting it up to be like, this is a common situation in America right now, that teachers are OnlyFans models and that you can make $1 million from OnlyFans. And I think that it's so marginal and it becomes this big viral thing that is like very clickable and interesting. But in reality, there's not a lot of people who get to the point of being comfortable enough to be doing OnlyFans. And it's not like an issue that parents are gonna like run into, where their kids' teachers are doing OnlyFans and they need to confront them.
Our teacher turned model gets recognized by one of her online subscribers, but...
So wait, maybe this guy isn't the creep in the video. I thought he was gonna play the creep again, but he's just doing background stuff this time, which is good for him. He got a new role.
When you posed in that teacher's outfit, I didn't think you were really a teacher, let alone teaching my son.
Sir, I promise it's not going to interfere with his education. He's in good hands.
You mean like the hands that you're handcuffed to your bed, huh? I don't really like the idea of picking my son up from school, knowing that his teacher posts half-naked pictures on the internet.
So the angle that they take, they don't make her a full OnlyFans. You know, she's doing like half-naked photos in the scenario, apparently.
I have a website. It's private, and it's a subscription site. I post photos of like me in a bathing suit. It's a modeling thing.
All right, we can bring him in.
He's a creep, and don't give him this much effort.
So the reason that I think it looks like I'm kind of like the torso of the dad that I'm sitting up here. Hey, stay away from my son. Your job here is over, lady. I'm not, okay, I think the controversy with this episode is that they pose it as this, like, OnlyFans, like, if you find out your teacher's a porn star thing. But in this scenario, they say that she has a private website that's subscription-based, and she posts half-naked photos, and it's like a modeling thing, which frames the dad here in the wrong, when I think a lot of people feel like if it was a real situation and she was, you know, publicly doing OnlyFans online, then of course there could be some issues that arise with that, right?
All right, I hear you, but you don't think she should be fired?
I do not think she should be fired.
Get him, John.
I'm John Quinones, and this is What Would You Do, the TV show. How you doing, man?
I'm fine. How are you doing?
She's an actor, and you defended her.
Well, she warranted defense. I can't believe I fell for that.
I'm not surprised you fell for it, because why would you have a camera crew watching you and recording you in this weird situation? See, you have people that are like, when people talk about teachers doing OnlyFans, they're not just talking about a bikini modeling gig. This scenario felt really biased. You have another one that says, I love the idea, but the scenario falls apart a bit when it's just modeling instead of creating outright sexual content, like in the real cases. They're defending her because he's screaming and being aggressive. I think the setup is wrong. I don't know. I guess that's as controversial as it gets. That wasn't really that bad, honestly. I don't know. And then the last category I'm going to talk about is another 8% of the videos that covers the youth and peer pressure. There's a lot of episodes with kids bullying kids and stuff. But there is an episode that I haven't watched yet that's kind of insane, where a teen tries to blackmail his girlfriend with fake hookup photos. And so I want to watch some of that because it sounds crazy. That's why.
Only 10 states have outlawed the use of artificial intelligence to create fake nude images and videos.
Guys, this is as close as I'm going to get to making a video about AI. That's one of my new YouTube rules. I'm sick of YouTube videos about AI. I'm sick of hearing about AI. AI is bad, and it's going to get worse, and people should call it out, but that's not going to be me, because I'm sick and tired of hearing about it. I'm sick and tired of seeing it. I'm seeing like AI billboards in Chicago, like with AI art on them, like murals. I saw a mural that was made with, now I'm talking about AI bad, and I believe AI bad. I'm just sick of I'm sick of hearing about AI. Like I'm gonna throw up.
What do you think about going all the way?
What do you mean?
I mean, going all the way.
I don't feel ready yet.
Do you guys always find yourself in this situation where two teenagers are talking about having sex loudly inside of a restaurant next to a bunch of adults? Yep, classic scenario.
How did you get that?
I made it with AI.
You can't show that to people. It looks like I'm naked in that photo. You can't show that to anyone.
It's not real.
This is one of those where it's going to be hard to grab their attention.
Photo.
I'm not deleting it until you hook up with me. Think about it.
Which white dad will step up first? What would he do? John Q is watching from the back next to all of the kegs.
Call the police. Let's just call the police right now.
Right now?
Right now. We'll stay. We're not going anywhere. Go outside. We'll stay here.
Shout out to the white dads. I got a white dad, and I think that he would have done the same thing in this scenario. What would he do? He would help.
Okay, let her go outside. Let her go outside. And bring Aiden back and say, where did she go? This will be good. This will be good.
He's like, this will be good. Trust me. This is gonna be good. This is the little content brain. The gears start turning. He's like, let's go.
They look like they're shaking.
Okay, so break it.
Yeah, they look like they're actually like legitimately freaked out for a person's real safety. So maybe it's time to like step in. I don't know.
You guys step right in. Tell us, you're still shaking.
Yes.
I can tell you just had an anxiety attack. You're still calming down. You should be happy to see me. It's just fake. What are you so afraid of? It's just fake. I know I'm making a lot of jokes about a situation that does happen in real life and that's fucked up. I'm not making light of that. That sucks. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like in the end, I'm left with these feelings of what would you do trying to be this show that like has this deep commentary on like the humanity in people. I don't feel like the way they do it really brings any value to the table of actual commentary and discourse on society. I'm also housing my friend and my producer Lewis from Germany. He's sleeping on my couch. I've been showing him a lot of American TV, which is how this came up. And we watched other hidden camera shows like To Catch a Predator also, because I was just like, oh, you got to watch all these classic American television shows. And I got a lot of the same vibes from To Catch a Predator, where you're kind of left with the question of like, we're led to kind of have that like satisfaction of someone making something right. But in general, it's kind of like, what is the plan? It's like Punk'd with Ashton Kutcher, who sucks. But instead, it's not fun. It's not supposed to be funny, I guess. And I just wish that they somehow posed more situations where the reactions are a little less predictable. Like scenarios where I'd actually be like, what would you do in that situation? What would I do in that situation? Most of these situations, I know what people should do and what I probably would do. I guess we finally answered the question, what would you do if you watched a full video of me rambling about my thoughts on this 15-year-old show that is still going on somehow? I'm open to discussion about this very important topic. I'm sorry I haven't kept up with posting as much as I wanted to. Lewis is staying here. I fucked up my back for like a week. Someone ask Grok. Someone ask Grok. Tell Grok.
Grandpa fell.
Ow. 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 That sucked. That's it for the video. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, maybe say something in the comments below. Maybe subscribe. Maybe do this or that. Let me know what else you want me to talk about. And that's it. Goodbye.